So every day I'm fascinated by plants. They are incredible on their own to study, and then how they participate in ecosystems and of course provide calories from agricultural production. I feel really fortunate to be part of a community of scientists that have the same kinds of interests.
The most fun part for me as a professor actually is to draw strengths out of this group of exceptional students.
I love the plant biology program because it's interdisciplinary, so I can get to learn different skills, and also I can get to do work both in the lab and in the field.
My research deals a lot with plant growth and how the plants take in cues from the environment to regulate their growth. This is pretty huge in terms of implications for climate change, since one of the big factors for plants to regulate growth is temperature. So better understanding this relationship between temperature and plant growth is really crucial for improving crops for the future.
I'm a graduate student in Madeleine Bartlett's lab, and in that lab we work broadly on the evolution and development of particularly grass flowers. People often don't realize that grasses have flowers, but the flowers are what makes the seeds that we eat from things like wheat and barley and corn. And I'm interested in how particular aspects of those flowers develop and how they've evolved across different species.
Students here work across the range of biological organization from molecules to landscapes and choose both applied and basic topics. We recruit students into the program rather than individual labs, and they're guaranteed 5 years funding. In that first year, they spend rotating in 3 different labs to explore different opportunities and interests, and then land in a lab where they continue their studies.
Within IELTS, which is Institution for Applied Life Sciences, there are many core facilities which have any equipment a life scientist would dream to use.
The goal of our research is to understand the beneficial interaction that happens between legume plants and the beneficial bacteria that are in the soil.
We're here today at the UMass farm where the Bartlett, Facette and Walker labs all grow corn every summer.
What we have right here are some of the mutants that I'm working on. This is a normal maize plant, and this is a mutant maize plant that has a corn cob growing in place of the tassel.
I work on the genetics of development. We use the grasses primarily, especially maize and brachopodium is what we use as systems, genetic systems in our lab, to try and understand what the genes are that control flower development in particular, and how those genes have contributed to the evolution of flowers in the grasses.
So I work on creeping bentgrass and trying to improve abiotic stress resistance, so specifically with like heat and drought, and we're trying to understand how a specific chemical like activator functions to improve that. And so we do a lot of research out here at the turf facility to understand in what conditions it works. And then in the greenhouses too, we have a lot of controlled environment studies to really like probe what exactly is going on there. I like that the student body is like very close. We have a lot of like get-togethers and hangouts. We just had like a potluck recently that was a lot of fun.
When I'm not in the field or in the lab, I'm usually going to restaurants. We have a lot of vegan restaurants and a really good pizza place. So I live in Northampton, and there's also a bike path that connects Northampton and Amherst, and it's a good way to get to and from school in the summer.
So when I'm not in the lab, I'm usually hiking. I have a dog and we do plenty of hikes here. In the summertime is absolutely amazing because we have such an abundance of farms. I'm constantly frequenting the farmers markets and trying out all the local produce.
That's one of the things that attracted me to UMass in the first place, was that the plant biology program felt really friendly. And that friendliness was important to me as a new faculty member, and I think it's been important for grad students in the program.
I love plant biology graduate program at UMass Amherst. I have so much fun when we're sitting on the table, say, hey, what's the next question we're going to address? I feel my heart's touched when we're all laughing over a question or situation we want to deal with. It's just such a rewarding experience.
The program is training me to be an independent researcher, someone who works to try and provide knowledge and also like try and solve a problem. And so for me, I want to stay in academia to teach other like upcoming scientists and also do work that's going to help the community around me. And so whether it's here or it's in Zambia, I'm definitely getting the skills that will help me apply those wherever I go.